So now they have the next piece is Ha'ores, the Dibur HaMaschil Bosi Legani Tovshin Yud Gimel, Mekveit Kedushas Admur Shlita. Those are notes that the Maimer that the Rebbe said, uh, the Maimer Bosi Legani Tovshin Yud Gimel, the Maimer that's we just read before, and these are from the Rebbe's response, the Meine al Shailas Rabim. The Rebbe said that many people asked him, the Maimer Bosi Legani Hey Toshi Yud Gimel. And over there in Soif Siv Beis, this is what it says there. And they asked the Rebbe the questions like this. The Rebbe said over there in the Maimer that Umas Ha'olam, the Klippas V'Sitra Achra, that the nations of the world and Klippas on the other side, Ein Evrim Ritzoyno Yizborach, they don't violate Hashem's will. The Rebbe talks over there. A Yid that violates the Eberster's will is worse than the Umas Ha'olam and the Klippas because they don't violate Hashem's will. They say that he's the God of the gods. They don't believe in the oneness of Hashem, in the Yichud. They go into Shituf, but they don't go against the will of Hashem. They accept it. They don't rebel against Hashem. That seems to be difficult. So they asked, the Rebbe is going to address 3 points over here. The question is, what do you mean? Goyim all do what Hashem wants? In the Maimer, you can get the impression that Goyim don't violate Hashem's will. Don't we have Goyim that violate Hashem's will? How is the Rebbe saying that the Goyim, the Umas Ha'olam, don't violate Hashem's will, and the Yidden do violate? Goyim also violate. Aleph, Harei Motzinu, the Umas Ha'olam, what we find, the Umas Ha'olam, Oivrim al Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach Shenitztav Aleim. They violate the 7 mitzvahs B'nai Noach, which they're commanded. So what is the Rebbe saying they don't violate? The Rebbe says, Ba'atirus Posha, the answer is very simple. We're talking about Be'etzem, just like by a Yid, we say that the Etzem, he doesn't violate against the will, but it's only that it's a spirit of Shtus, a Ruach Shtus, that enters him. So similarly, it's by the Goyim. When the Rebbe is saying they don't violate, it doesn't mean they're not shaykhs to violation. It means that the etzem, the way they are meant to be, they're meant to be not violating the Ratzon of Hashem, but only korel kodel. They don't believe in Achdus Hashem. They believe in Shitu. Tiras Posh Shual Derech HaMevuar B'negei LeBnei Yisrael, similar to what we explained by the Yidden. It says Mipnei Ruach Shtus Shenichnas Boy. There's a spirit of foolishness that entered him. Umechaso Master Alamis, and it covers and it blocks on the truth. Shezehu, that spirit of foolishness that covers, that contradicts that which they call him the God of God, Elokod Elokaya. Because if they call him Elokod Elokaya and they believe they're Chayis, they won't be violating the Ratzon of Hashem. How come they're violating the Ratzon of Hashem? Because the spirit of foolishness, which covers that. Avol mitzad atzmom, but on their own, as they have been, the flow that they get, their sustenance, their flow of energy that they get, the Umas Ha'olam from the Klippas Sidra Achra, heim be'ofen shelo yavru v'lo yimordu. It's in a ways they won't violate, they won't rebel. That's their natural way they were created. But on top of that creation, they could sometimes go wrong because they have that cover. Kumay Bilam, for example, Bilam, she'omar le'uchar laver es pi Hashem. Ayin Tanya Perich of Dalet. He says, I am not able to violate this Pi Hashem. So what does it mean? Because Elokod Elokai, he recognizes Hashem. He can't go against Hashem. But does it mean that Bilam didn't do Avedis? Very serious Avedis? Even though he had intimacy with his donkey, which is one of the prohibitions. From the 7 mitzvahs b'nei Noach is not to have these kinds of relationship. And still he had it. How are we going to fit it? Okay, he had the ruach shtus that was mechase, so he did his avedus. But be'etzem, he recognizes that he can't violate against the will of Hashem. Sometimes that it's blocked, and sometimes that it's open. I mean, lahavdil like by a yid, he knows Hashem, but sometimes it's covered up, and that's the ruach shtus. So that's number one. So the question is, Goy also does avedus? The answer is yes. But that doesn't mean the way he's created is to listen to Hashem, because he believes Elokah is another God, but he's Elokah Delakaya. He's the God of all the gods, and therefore he should listen to Hashem. But there's a ruach shtus that covers, and that's why he'll do avedus. Number two, Beis. The Rebbe said that Goyim don't deny of Hashem. So, what does he mean, Goyim? There's a lot of Goyim that don't believe. There's atheists. Why are we saying that the Goyim don't deny Hashem? There's Goyim that do deny Hashem. So why are we saying that they don't deny Hashem? But I think the Rebbe says, that question is not really on the Rebbe's Maimer, because the Rebbe is not the one that says that they believe that there's a Lekod Elekaya. That says in the Gemara. That is a question on the saying of our sages of blessed memory. The Gemara Menachos at the end, it says there, the Korula Lekod Elekaya. It says they call him the God of the God, which means that they agree that there is Hashem, and they call him the Nilmut Shom Mikro. Over there, the Gemara learns about pasuk. Mizrach Shemesh ad Mevoyim Hulu Shem Hashem. That from where the sun shines, goes up in the morning until it sets, the Eibishter is praised, meaning all the nations of the world recognize. Asher Maimer Azal Zeu Yisoidam Avu B'Maimer. That saying of our sages is the basis that is explained in the Maimer that the Umas Ha'olam believe in Elokod Elekaya. Now, if you have a question, well, there's some that contradict it. So how do we? You have to ask a question on the Gemara. So what's the explanation? Abir move on. The Rebbe doesn't go into the answer. He says you can understand it. Mimashakosu b'sefer hamitzvos la-tzemach tzedek, soif mitzvos achdus Hashem. It writes at the end of the mitzvah tzemach tzedek, at the end of the mitzvah achdus Hashem, Ayin Shom, look there, ve'en kamakoyim, this is not the place to go in. But look in the Maimon, you'll get an answer. How is it that they contradict the existence of Hashem? I don't know. For me, it seems like, unfortunately, there's a lot of Yidden also that don't believe in Metzias Hashem. It's not only a question how the Goyim don't believe in Hashem, like the Maimon Azal, Korole Lekod Elekaya. You really have a question. I mean, that's just me saying that. Unfortunately, but here the Rebbe says that's explained over there. Finally, the third question, and that's separate. Shom Siv Zayin, that's in the Siv Zayin philosophy. It says, Asher Kimat Kol HaNeshomes Shebederisenu Nikroim B'Shem Zera Behema. It says almost all souls in our generation are called seed of Behema. But the Rebbe explains over there we don't have das. That's why we bring a korban. The korban is a behema, because we're all behemoths eventually in our generation. We called zera behema, and they wanted to know where is the source. So he says, "Keinu b'Torah lad marazoket." That's what it says in Torah's the Alter Rebbe Bal Tanya v'Shulchan Aruch, and that's Reish Parshas Mishpatim in the Torah in the beginning of Mishpatim. V'hu meyusad ha'mashakosu b'Zoyar. That's based on what the Zohar says, the Chelik Beis, Reish Parshas Mishpatim, Tzadik Dalet Soif Omed Beis, Rei Ramas Shom. That's the base. The Rei Gamluk with the Torah, Rabbeinu Azok in Parshas Tzav, as Beis Ve'elech, Shari Shuva, Lebnei Admar Tzoy, to the middle of the Chelik Aleph, Divrei Maschil, Shishim Heimo, Bekama Mekanis. So basically, the Rebbe says that this is the source, that the neshamas of our generations are mostly Zera Behema. And the Rebbe answers the other two questions as well, that Goyim have a Ruach Shtus too. That's why sometimes they go against the will of Hashem. And those that are Makrish Hashem, the Rebbe sends to the Sefer HaMitzvahs. And this was what the Rebbe answered to the three questions that he was asking. Okay, let's leave it over here. And we'll mamshik tomorrow, Be'ezras Hashem.
Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.